Ses 1 2 3. Evet. Kaldığımız yerden devam. En son Sid'e veda etmiştik ve bir outlaw olarak hayatımıza devam edecektik. Onun adını taşıyorduk. 5 yıl geçmişti ve yeni Hideaway'e gelmiştik. Ateş. Bunu geç. Tamam, shop. Clive's Chamber mı? The Wall of Memories.
Welcome back, Sid. Finish with that log so we can call it.
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosmos. I expect he'll be in the mess.
Çok güzel ya şu görsel. Şu beyaz taşların makarasını bilmiyorum ama gerçekten şahane bir görsel var ya.
Staying long this time.
Bir oraya gitmeden önce shop'a falan gitsek mi? Bir gidelim ya. Abi bir şey zıplayabiliyoruz.
Does that one have blood on it?
And what can I do for you? Well, you won't hear me complaining. The only drawback... Still... I remember it like it was yesterday. You're our leader now, Clark. Coin purse weighing you down?
Bu Coral Sword benim şu an benimde mi var ya?
Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
What do you need? What do you want? Not bad, if I do say so myself. And?
Have you been to the toll?
All operations are suspended until further notice.
Ah, word of your adventures.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of them. No one seems keen to join. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the... Should be back any day now.
Understood. If it...
Who's this fella?
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury...
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reason.
Vivian.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be...
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life. So, to what do I owe? Could it be that you've come for one of...
Is that...
Very well then. Shall we start with, to absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and, well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is... Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the Crystalline Dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed... Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we...
Even. Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was... adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian. Lawsman Harpock.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. Welcome home, Clive.
I believe this belongs to you.
Ready? Our resident scholar would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for that. Said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered, but without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little...
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right... Mayhap we look in the wrong places.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the...
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts. Always got a pocket for him. Nix him.
Hush now. We all know.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them. Titan took much from us that night. From and the wounds that remain. They are not quick to...
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Not back a blink, and you're already off solving every... It looks good, Clive. Goes well with...
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without. What it was like to be...
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav.
Not to stole us.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the Tavern Crown for me.
Bundan sonra yüksek ihtimalle burası bizim hep kalacağımız hideaway olur, baksana. Wall of Memories diyor zaten. Sid'le bizim yeminimiz var burada. Oyun bitene kadar burası hep şey olur.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
The reading reports letters, another important missive addressed to Clive are delivered to the reading community. Many messages are always arriving, some make it a point straight the reading desk of home, return it right away. The Republic's play. The Republican army marches on the Empire at Twinside, and the men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing. I reckon I'll see you down to where upon my return.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
Joshua, my boy. Who is that fella?
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well. What would make Martha leave the rest? What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to... But now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers. Meek, naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing. Complained that it was getting harder and harder to...
And now she's missing. She's fallen into the hands of the Empire.
Couple of curse breakers are already on that. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their ass.
Don't worry, Otto.
Any volunteers, just say the word. Put that band when it comes to the old fisticuffs.
Of course.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
Staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to a physical.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also, and it appears he was right.
They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them.
We will. But, before you, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good.
You do the same.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
those horses touching it.
Look. Up ahead. Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds, poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
Nasıl bir finish attıramazsın saldırısı ya?
Is that all of them?
I think so. I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive. The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him, calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Mother to beg his aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid, where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest, but the bearers...
No, they didn't. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Reddick's Jump. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting.
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Notorious marks. Every now and then one may encounter creatures larger, faster, and more ferocious than most. While flight is always an option. Defeating these monsters can earn him not only renown, but also rare material.
You think it's spotted us, Google? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's close enough.
Over here!
Didn't see that coming.
That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Bak bu özellik çok iyi. Seviyorum işte. Tekrar geri yürümemize gerek kalmıyor.
No one survived then.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood. Cole said you cast their remains, but it should have been me.
How?
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the... I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a few...
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these black sheep? Which begs the question. My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
Where's Gav?
Gav should be back by now.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
The following highway officers are now available. Aliens reports, the Patron's Whisper, the Hunt Bowl. All three are located near Otto's Mess. Completing side quests available through Alliance reports or defeating notorious marks found on the Hunt Bowl will earn Clive renown, inspiring nameless benefactors from across the Twins to donate more items to Clive's cause. Visit this Desiree at the Patron's Whisper in the Hideaway Mess to view current renown level and accept any donations available.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Direkt ana görevler ya.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is...
Direkt ana göre de gidelim ya.
Well, we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber. This one! Over here!
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller?
You're a long way from home, aren't you? You won't be disappointed. Keep to the roads now.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shield. At least I think there was a Black Shield.
Was this the first time they visited the...
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring... If only we were. I might have turned him in and become a Black Shield myself. That's a fair old scar you got there, by the way. How'd you get it?
Excuse me, but...
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants...
Don't they just...
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the...
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial...
Don't you go telling these strangers a... I speak for the people of this village. You are to leave Amber.
May I at least ask?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your the Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay, some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will. This village will not become a...
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with...
Are you all right?
Sorry, we still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the... A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find... Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Onun da geçmişiyle yüzleşmesi lazım. Aynı bizim yaptığımız gibi demek ki.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the auditory, we've seen more and more echoes.
What do you think is waiting there? The mother crystal's collapse.
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Bir anda kokusunu veriyor, hadi kardeşim.
More of my mother's men. Get him! This one!
Ben bir an kayıttan izleye tekrar bir kontrol etme ihtiyacı hissettim. Neden bilmiyorum.
Blood, Clive.
Ah.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield, Rosario.
Şu görsele bir bak. Şahane.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift.
Interrogation time.
Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her.
and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home. The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-ridden dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, get enough
Fuck off! Hang you chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. And the entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is not like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Destroyed. Saniyesinde abi.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
Adamları pişirdik herhalde.
It really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
Tamam, ölmemişler, sıkıntı yok abi. Bayılmışlar sadece.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
İnşallah abi,
Her
inşallah.
son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Telling me that's the Archduke's son?
In the flesh.
Allow me to tend to your needs, my lord.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians. The Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being... While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can...
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
So Wade, the bearers from Oldale have been laid to rest.
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant putting an end to the...
And so we
Sıkıntı yok abi. İstedikleri gibi base'te bekleyebilirler. We don't care yani.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since the... burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
Bastards are lucky I didn't.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could
And a
guard
dog mu?
aught against the might of the Black Shields.
Dominion devirmiş dop lan o.
Then come!
Sen kimsin böcek?
Die along with your flame!
Dominion.
For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Get him.
Make our sword.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another one to fight that battle.
More dragons.
Works. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Get him.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
So wait.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
We'll finish him.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time.
Perhaps. Though I doubt much she'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew has got a fields rot. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home. And we must. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her...
Evet, yanlış söylemiştim sonrası ya.
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison? A sound strategy, my lord.
Konuşma geçti bir yanlışlıkla bir tane.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your...
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person, and had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to...
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to it. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where you're looking.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord come up.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything...
I know.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to her serene holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Amcasıyla küçük oynadığı bir oyun falan mı acaba?
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You you can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
Bu Jill'in şeyi ne ya? Sorunu ne
So
acaba?
he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass.
Bu Jill'in makarasını öğrenmek lazım. Şimdi. Bu kız neler yaşamış. Aklı hep başka yerlerde. Öğreneceğiz.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path.
Böyle güzel canavar mı olur ya? Ha?
To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it.
Evet, gerçekten sakın yani.
No.
Abi promise
Let's get some
dedin,
sleep.
promise demedi abi.
The journey back to Benamir is long,
Bu
and
kız
there is
öldü.
much to tell the others.
Bu kız net öldü abi. Hay böyle işin içine. Söz vermedi abi. Evet, az önce Jill'in öldüğünü gördük. Bir çay koysam mı ya? Return to Hideaway. Bir çayın suyunu kaynatayım da geleyim. Ufakta bir çamaşır astım. Hemen geliyorum ya. Hemen geliyorum. Geldim. Here be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Typical nobles.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the... What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from... There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the... As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the Orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago, in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether, and with the Blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drastanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria. Sacked the capital. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
Then... not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Jill'in intikamını alacağız sizden.
Typical nobles. Behind their walls rather than joining the fight.
Tamam yeter lan konuşmayın. Ah be Jill.
It will be over soon.
Aynen öyle. It will be over
You
soon.
ready?
I think so.
Jill. When you told me you had to come to terms with your past, you weren't talking about destroying Drake's Breath, were you?
No. I spoke of Imran. The leader of the Crystalline Orthodox. The man who made me do all those unspeakable things. I'm going to kill him. It's what I need to do to put the past behind me. What I need to move forward. And I know that I can do it. If you're there beside me.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. We'll bring down the Mother Crystal together. All while Sid...
We'll make him proud.
Geliyoruz lan şerefsizler. Hazır mısınız?
Useful trick. Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
This may be the only chance I get to go back. My only chance to put things right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
All right.
There she is. The Iron Kingdom's Mother Crystal.
Ben şunu merak ediyorum.
Drake's breath.
Jill yok ya şimdi. Bunların diğer dominantı kim yani?
Strong currents, sharp rocks, and ether floods. Let's not forget them. This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency. Allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen. The sanctuary is inside the mountain. If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
Right. Let's go.
Wait.
I always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once, though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
As was I. For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secrets only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard it anymore.
The perfect little shortcut.
The ether flood must have spread. It was never as bad as this before. And the only way past it is through. Over here! happen all the time. That wasn't even a bad one. It's nothing to worry about. Enter the caves from there. Look at this place. What a mess.
Wait.
Turned.
Nothing a shield of Rosaria can't handle. Just like old times. Be sure to keep clear of his paw.
Believe me, I mean to. That's foul.
Don't breathe it in.
Over here! This one. Over here! Over here!
skilleriyle bitirmek bir gururdur. Kardeşim bir efsane olarak göçtü. Şimdi hemen şuradan bir sigara çıkartıp yakardı burada olsaydı.
Press on.
Yes. It's like a furnace in here.
We're inside the volcano. You get used to the heat, though I don't remember it being this hot.
Was that one cause for concern?
It was. And they're getting bigger. Something's wrong.
Time to fight. Fuck. Is there no other way across?
Hadi Jim, yap hareketini.
Quickly, before it melts!
This is going to be close. Come on!
Let's not do that again.
No. Let's not.
Az bir şey kalmış. Şunu açacağım. Az bir şey kalmamış. 2300 yazıyormuş çünkü ama sıkıntı yok, onu açacağım. Bu neymiş? Bunu açarız ya. Upgrade mi varmış? Oo. Yani bunu upgradeleme seçeneği de güzel ama şunu açarız ya.
Well, we aren't going this way.
Let's look for another path.
Drake's breath.
We're nearly at the oratory.
What the hell is that?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, whatever it is, I don't think it's friendly.
Over here! Get him! Over here!
Let's try.
One of the demons. But they never leave the lava.
If I didn't know better, I think this volcano was about to erupt.
Why attack us? They're peaceful creatures.
Because this one must be the exception.
Biraz daha peaceful.
Get him! Over here!
What's it doing?
Nothing good, I'll wager.
Bizi havada patlat.
you hurt?
Just hot. Thank you.
Jile'ye bir şey olursa
What a
yakarım
commotion our
olmaz.
friend made. Let's hope the guards didn't hear it.
The gate to the inner chambers is just up there. Then we make for the sanctuary. I need to finish this. Before the heat finishes me.
Here, here.
Jill, ölürsen seni öldürürüm ben.
We'll enter the Comric by the Handmaiden's living quarters. It was always a hive of activity.
Sounds like we'll have a hard time staying out of sight.
We won't have to. There's someone there I should very much like to see.
Lady Marley. It's me. By the mother. Jill, it can't be. It is, my lady. We cannot talk here. Come with me.
Bir anda biri gelir. Torgal the Goat yani.
I'm so glad you're safe.
And I you.
Why ever would you risk coming back? Are you a fool, girl? Or have you grown tired of your freedom already?
Forgive me, my lady. But I had to come back. There are things I left undone. Tell me, where is the Patriarch?
At this hour, he'll be in the Comric, giving thanks.
You mean... Oh, fiend! Clive, we have to get to the sanctuary. Now.
Ne pislik yapıyor acaba?
Lady Marley, you must flee this place, gather your things and go.
Now listen here, Jill.
We have company.
This way. Follow this passage. It leads straight to the Comric. Go on, stop dawdling.
Thank you. You were always so kind to me. My light in the darkness.
Tamam Jill, sakin ol.
Take care, my lady, please. You deserve better than this. A long and happy life, promise me.
Bu kadın kesin öldü. Niye kimse promise demiyor ya? Böyle promise denmesi beklenilmiyor.
I'll live.
Heh.
If you promise to do the same.
Çok doğru dedin, Leydim. Ağzınıza sağlık. Çok doğru dediniz. Gerçekten.
Come on, Clive. We're nearly at the comwreck.
All right.
Siz ne yapıyorsunuz? Öyle mi?
Here's our welcoming party.
I've had enough of their hospitality.
Get him! Farewell.
Up we go.
How many of them are there? Over here!
Damn.
Clive, there's something I need you to know. I saw the Patriarch do things no one should have to see. And so I swore that he would die by my hand.
I understand. I faced my demons. Then you must face yours.
Şu görsele bakar mısın?
We're nearly there. Just one last push.
Yani bunun hasarı 3 şeyi 2 diyor. Bunun hasarı 3 şeyi 3 diyor ama yani bence şu sanki daha çok hasar vuruyor. Mesela buna da 3-3 diyor ama şundan çok daha fazla hasar vuruyor yani, bilmiyorum. Bence bu dursun, şunun yerine koyalım. Ne diyorsun? Ne diyorsun? Boş yapmayın lan. Kim ulan sizin patriarkınız? Bu eşek mi? Hesap vereceksin. Tahmin etmiştim. Erkek de sacrifice etmesini tahmin etmemiştim ama kız sacrifice tahmin etmiştim ya. Hadi kızım.
Shiva's dominant. Come to beg forgiveness for your failure.
Kesin bu piç dominant.
For years I followed your orders, fought your wars, all to protect the children you took, just as you took me. And what did you do in return? You put them in chains and you slit their throats!
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption. A penance paid, just as the Holy Mother wills it! Repent, abomination! For a monster like you to set foot in the Holy Cymric is in itself a crime deserving of death!
You're right. I am a monster, and my soul is stained black. Though not by ether, but by the evil of men like you, who made me close my heart and drown in darkness when I should have raged against it. This is my penance. I will be your monster no more. Nor will I suffer you to create another.
Does the beast bare its teeth at its master? Come then, dominant. Rage, be as you have ever been. A monster!
And what are you, Imran? I was forced to kill. You do it by choice.
but never again. I bowed to you once. Now it is you who shall bow to me!
Kill them.
Ya bir dominant'ı normalde kontrol edemezsin. Şimdi burada müdahale ettiğini söylüyor ama günün sonunda dominant. Bir de Jill nasıl dominant? O da bir soru işareti. Aha. Ben şu an burada. Bak bu eleman da dominantmış belli yani.
Remember how it felt?
Allah senin belanı vermesin.
Why can't I do it?
Torgal git yardım et oğlum. Çok beceriksiz yine bir şey başaramadı. Whoa, what the fuck are you doing, Jill?
Please, just once.
Ya bu moddan bahset. Şimdi şöyle bir şey yapacağım. Hop durdurdum. Neden? Bence kamerayı tam nereye alacağız biliyor musun? Dur. Bekle şimdi. Bir tık daha aşağıya. Tamam burası iyi olması lazım.
right. I won't take long.
Nasıl bir anda? Böyle bitmiş olmaması lazım.
Jill!
Daha ifrite dönüşmedik. Dönüşeceğimiz bir senaryo yaşanması lazım. Kızım git kalbine sok.
To finish this climb.
Kızım kristali biz şey yapardık ya sen. O kadar da zahmet etme ha.
Here. Use this.
Şipa. Sinema. Şu görsel netliğe ve kaliteye bakar mısın? Şahane. Bunun için oyun oynuyorum ya. Steam is offline. Please check your network connection. İnternet bağlantısı kesildi. Tamam geri geldi.
Sid. We're one step closer to freedom.
Tam da en sinematik yerde geldi ya şu internet kesintisi.
What did you do to it?
Oh, we destroyed it.
Kızım git kalbine sok rapiyeri.
Monster! Monster! Do you have any idea what you have done?
I do, Father.
I have killed the monster and become an outlaw.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
It's over.
It is.
And Shiva exacted her price.
She did.
Again, the burden fell to you.
And I bore it willingly. This was a sin for which I had to atone. Now I can continue at your side with my head held high.
Ama Joshua buradaysa henüz bir şeyler olması gerek. Ne oldu Torgul? Bu kadar mı? Bir anda arkada bir patlama. İşte bundan bahsediyorum. Şimdi konuşuyoruz.
Clive, look.
Look, Mama, look.
It's just like the one at Phoenix Gate. Damn it. We need to leave.
Agreed.
Gel şu havalı tripleri kes ya. Dostum. Ya bırakın lan kızları. Drake's breath no more. What have you done?
I kept my promise and now you keep yours.
Sıkıntı yok şu an için hayatta. Legacy, turn the corner. Meanwhile.
This way, Your Grace.
Oradaki velet şimdi.
You're bleeding.
Şu an şeye çok benziyor.
I have
Çok
a tonic
benzemiyor da
which
biraz
will...
benziyor.
I thank you for your kindness, truly. But I assure you, I will survive. Please, save your medicines for those who need them most.
Oh, well, if you're sure.
Howl'a benziyor yani. Halls Move ülkesindeki Hall'a benziyor demek yerine direkt Hall'a benziyor.
For a moment there, I felt my brother's presence.
You did.
I fear he is in Ultima's thoughts again. But why now, after 5 years of silence?
Ultima'ya göğsüne şey yapmıştı geçen sefer değil mi?
Sealed away much
Aynen.
longer.
Your Grace.
No, do not dirty your hands.
Joshua'ya bakar mısın? Ne olmuş ya?
Look at them all. Like a river flowing to the sea.
Or moths to a flame, perhaps. The crystalline dominion, their light in the darkness. More and more lose their homes to the blight and set out in search of sanctuary, while others lose their fortunes to the Dalmekian levies and leave to find new livelihoods. What is it that you seek in the Dominion, Your Grace?
Oh, Dion Lesage.
You mean the Crown Prince of Sanbrec?
He has many titles. Dion the Bold, Prince of Dragoons, Odin's Nemesis, or simply Bahamut. I met him once, when we were children. He was a chivalrous soul even then, and has served his empire indefatigably ever since.
And you are confident that he will listen to what you have to say?
Our world lurches ever closer to the abyss, and a hidden hand ushers us onward. Ultima's influence extends to every nation, Sanbrec included. If His Highness is the man I believe him to be, and I pray that he is, this truth will not have escaped his notice. As the mother crystals fall, the eternal flame wavers, and the azure sky begins to bruise. How lucky we were to be blessed by the crystals, and yet how spoiled. Like canaries in a gilded cage, growing fat on seed. But now, the bars are closing in, and we must take flight. Painful though it be to leave our home behind, it is what we must do to be free. Which is it that men cannot live without? A blessing that leads to damnation, or a freedom that leads to deprivation? I do not yet know the answer to that question. Do you, Clive?
Your Grace, let us find a place to rest a while. We can return by the Dalmekian trail once you have recovered your strength. I realize your duty is pressing, but if your health should fail...
I know. Thank you, Yote.
Göğsünü de kapat. Millet kristal görünce sıkıntı çıkmaz.
Army's attempt to breach the Empire's defenses and gain the Isles of Ark has failed yet again.
Only because your fleet has proved as impotent as a eunuch on laying night. Would you rather we simply fell back to the capital?
Enough, both of you. All here agree that the Empire cannot be allowed to maintain its illegitimate claim on the Dominion. However, our casualties mount with each passing day.
There is a literal sea twixt you and your prize. The armies of Sanbrec need but sit back and watch as you harmlessly lap against their walls. They are dug in like ticks and seek to draw out this siege, knowing the capital's stores are nigh bottomless. And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap. Republican soldiers starve while waiting for orders from Randalar.
If you would but take the field, their bellies would be full by nightfall.
If I take the field, so too will Bahamut, and our duel will shake the island to its foundations. Instead of liberating the Dominion, you would doom it to destruction. unless that is what you desire.
If our learned advisor has a solution to propose, we should be glad to consider it.
The fuck is this?
Is
Fucking
that
bitch.
the Emperor's?
What is the meaning of this, Lord Kupka?
What it means is that I am disinclined to advise you any longer. Ah, the looks on their faces when you walked through those doors. A perfect picture of stupefaction. They could not believe their eyes. Though I confess, I had my own doubts whether or not you would accept my invitation. Such shocking news. Sid isn't a son of a whore. He's the son of an empress. Your own dear Clive.
Absurd. Who fed you these lies? I have never spent a moment among criminals, save at the gallows. I came here with my son, not to entertain your baseless accusations, but to put an end to the senseless hostilities between our nations.
Very well. You need only agree to the terms I set out. Sid took the life of someone dear to me, a woman by the name of Benedicta. I swore to take his in turn. This would not be disagreeable to you, I take it. You would finally be rid of the stain on your noble name. In return, I will leave Sanbreque in your capable hands. Your Imperial Majesty.
Gel oğlum gel. Gel senden öldürdüğün o insanların intikamını nasıl alıyoruz gör. Eşek.
And all for the love of a common whore.
True.
Dominant or no, one cannot hide one's breeding.
That
and
goes
beasts
same for you?
will ever belong with beasts. There are greater things in store for you, my darling Olivier. Soon enough, you shall be the crown prince of Sanbreque. And when your father goes to meet Great Griga, you shall be emperor of all you survey. The old order shall come tumbling down, and you will rebuild the world in your glorious image. Soon.
Çevirdiğin oyunların hesabını vereceksin kadın. Ve ilginç bir şekilde gerçekten Clive'ın annesi demek. Hani üvey annesi falan değil yani. Direkt bizzat kendi annesi.
She's been in there for hours. Something must be wrong.
After the storm. Şimdi normalde burada bölümü ara verirdim de. Kolun şarjı bitmiş. Ya kapanmış ya şarjı bitmiş de. Normalde burada ara verirdim ama önce bir Jill'in durumunu kontrol etmem lazım.
Is it true what I'm hearing, Sid? Perhaps another crystal?
Yeah, that's
Is
true.
it business or pleasure? Coin purse weighing you down?
Platinum sword.
It'd better all be here.
Platinum belt.
You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Wow, metril dahiymiş. Crimson Tassels. Crimson is the color of the increase the limit break generation amount by this one. Limit break. Salla.
I'll be thankful you got that much. I reckon I can find a buyer.
Hunting down bearers, stringing them up. It's monstrous.
Çekiş nerede ya?
Back, are ya? What do you want?
Craftlamak 0 diyorum.
Should last you a good while. No scratches, all right? You can thank me later. Did my best work, but it'll do. That it?
Şimdi bir Jill'in yanına gidelim, konuşalım. Kesin infirmerde Jill var şu an. Bir de bu atacağım bölümün başlığı canavar mı olsun yoksa buz ve ateş mi olsun? Bilmiyorum.
I've done what I can, but the rest is up to you. You need to start taking better care of yourself.
Understood. And thank you.
The curse has spread. Make sure she rests.
If it hurts, you can tell me, you know. I'll understand.
I can bear it.
But you shouldn't have to. Not anymore.
This isn't just your struggle, Clive. It's ours. And when we see how hard you fight, it inspires us to do the same. Or would you rather we left you to save the world all on your own?
No. That's not... Ignore me.
Oh, what the hell?
Clive, where
Bunlar
are you?
kardeş mi değil mi abi? Ben anlamıyorum.
In here.
Şu annelerin mevzusunu öğrenmek lazım.
What's wrong?
Rosaria's under attack.
Titan geldi ha. Ateş ve buz koyuyoruz abi. Bölüm başlığına.
This isn't the Dalmekian army we're talking about. It's the men of the Rock from Drake's Fang. Hugo Kupka's private guard. There is in hell in Rosalith, trying to batter down the castle gates.
Looking for me.
Seems that way. Reckon old Hugo has finally worked out who Sid really is.
Then this is just another trap.
Ah, it's a trap, all right. The daddy of all fucking traps.
I'm going to Rosalith.
You're not serious. That's exactly what he wants you to do, Clive.
Look, I don't know why Kupka harbors such a grudge against Sid. But as long as it's left to fester, our world will never know peace. He has dragged the rest of Storm into this pointless war just to find me. Besides which, I'm not about to stand and watch while my home gets ground into the dirt. Hugo Kupka must die.
I've lost enough friends to that man already. I don't want to lose any more.
Lose?
So let's go and kill the bastard.
Ağzına
I'm
sağlık
coming
kardeşim.
too. After all, we're in this together.
Alright.
Şu anda bütün düşüncelerim şeye odaklanmaya başladı. Clive Jill ikilisinin dramasına, ilişkisine falan.
I should probably speak to Otto before leaving.
Tamam,
We need to
şu
know
an
what we're
tam
getting
olarak bu
ourselves
nokta.
into.
Ara verdiğimiz nokta. Yani şimdi oyun başından beri merak ediyordum zaten. Ya bunların kardeşlik durumu ne? Anne babaları kim falan filan. Mother deyip duruyordu mesela, kendi annesi mi yoksa babasının farklı eşleri mi olmuştu? Sonra Jill kim? Sonuçta kapıda ilk oyuna başladığımızda babasını karşılarken Jill de yanındaydı. Babası onu da selamlamıştı. Yani ne bu ilişki durumları bilmiyorum ama şu an hani bu sahnelerden sonra birazcık merak etmeye başladım. Zaten shiplenebilecek bir ilişkiydi ama kardeşlik durumundan ötürü şüpheler vardı. Bakalım nereye evrilecek, ne yapacak bilmiyorum. Final Fantasy 16'da belki vardır incest yani. Göreceğiz. Şu an meraklandım. Ve devamını görmeyi de çok merak ediyorum ve istiyorum. Ama burada ara veriyoruz. Zaten 3 saate yaklaşmış. Güzel. Ateş ve buz başlığı adı altında yollarım. Bay bay. Bakalım. Clive Jill ikilisinin durumları ne noktaya evrilecek. Görüşmek üzere.